Hi everyone, I'm Farah and today we're going to learn how to code in PHP as absolute beginners. So grab your laptop and let's get started. So first, we're going to search for a course that offers PHP basics, and which I already found one, which is the Udemy free PHP course for beginners. So I signed into it and yeah, it's going great. So we're going to watch every video of that course and try to apply our knowledge from the video that we just watched and try to really challenge ourselves to learn PHP. So I'm going to now search for a PHP interpreter or an editor so I can apply my knowledge into there. For now, I found that which offers PHP compiler, which is great. We can now use it, but we're going to use another one for other purposes because we're going to have read and write files. So that's going to be helpful if we found another one. But for now, we're going to use that. And we're going to delete what is already written so we can write our own code. And yeah, so if you realize that syntax is actually very similar to HTML, like when you write the opening bits of HTML. So here I try to print hello there by using the echo command, and we're going to try to create a variable, which is actually by writing a $sign beside the name of the variable, which is very similar to Python except for the $sign. And yeah, we have to also write the semicolon after every time we write a new variable or we just print something. And now here we're going to try and print that variable that we've just created. And yeah, it's going great. It just worked, so yay. Now we're going to change the variables to test out with different things. And we're going to try and build a function. And let's see how it goes. So we're going to name this function as anything and then just put some parentheses, and we're going to print freedom, and let's see how it goes. So it's not working. I think there's an error in line 2, so we're going to have to check that. I think I'm guessing that it's an error with the printing statement because I didn't really include a semicolon, so I think that is a syntax error apparently. So let's figure if this is right or not. Yeah, so let's test it out. Yeah, like I said, I knew it was a syntax error, so really glad that we were able to figure that out. So we're going to use the online PHP editor, which offers more features because apparently you can create files in that by having different pages and assigning the types of files you have, like .php or .text apparently. So we're going to code that. We're going to try and read and write from the file and see how that works out. So we're going to call our function reading and create a function that actually reads variables, if you get what I mean. Yeah. So we're going to use the read file function that is already built in, and we're going to try and read the contents in file 1, but it's not going to work out for now because we still didn't figure out how we can edit the file 1 file. So we have to edit it to make it a text type of file in order for us to read that file. So yeah, let's see how it goes. So I might have written the function in a wrong order, so I'm gonna try and edit that syntax because it's not looking good. So I'm still trying to figure out how am I gonna read from the file, but I'm not really knowing how to, but I will eventually know. So yeah. Okay, so now after knowing how to change the type of the file, it's actually by double clicking on the name of the file on the text, and then it's gonna come out with a rename feature, so you can rename it whatever you want and then put .text. So yeah, whenever you do that, your function is going to be correct and you're going to be able to read the file one text. And okay, so now we're going to try and write the function birthday, which is different. So we're going to try and read the date of the birthday of someone. So I'm gonna make it as d.m.y and then in curled parentheses, I call them, and then is my birthday. And then we're gonna end that with a semicolon. And of course, don't forget the parentheses when writing your sentence in the date and echo. Yeah. And hopefully it works. No, it doesn't. Okay. I think there's an issue in like the syntax, because majority of my mistakes were the syntax issues, because oh yeah, it worked. So yeah, as I was saying, it was the syntax issues because it was new to me and I really don't know about PHP really well, so yeah. So it worked. I think the thing that really made it work was adding a dot after the DMY. The DMY syntax. That helps a lot in like allowing the code to run properly. Yeah. So after having a really good session of understanding the basics of PHP, what is really important now is to apply our knowledge into more difficult problems. So I'm gonna try and go to HackerRank because that's what I use usually for Python and SQL, but apparently they don't have, so that's really sad. And we're going to go to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT for some challenging PHP problems. So it gave us like some really good PHP questions that are really similar to like Python problems that you might have seen in the past. And we're going to use a random number generator to make it like more fun and like less boring. So we're going to generate it, and we have number 6, so that's the Roman numeral converter. I think it's gonna be a little difficult because we're not really familiar with how to create lists and not even lists, but we have to create a dictionary apparently, because we have to be able to convert any number into Roman numeral value. So it's going to be a little bit tricky, but it's going to be fine, hopefully. So like asking ChatGPT to just refresh our knowledge and give us more basics, more PHP basics that are going to help us. And we can use it apparently as like a cheat sheet, like the ones you use when you're doing math problems, or the ones you use like for different things to help you kind of be faster or quicker when solving problems. So we created now our Roman Roman array for now, and we're going to see how we're gonna convert it to a dictionary, but for now it's looking good. And yeah, So this is my brain for not really being able to comprehend what is happening right now, because it's actually getting a little difficult. Okay, so don't mind me just going back and forth to ChatGPT and going back. So we figure out how to make dictionary, which you apparently do the equal and then this greater than sign. And then you do it for the rest of the Roman numeral values. And we're going to now need to learn how to compare integers against dictionary values, like the input that is going to come to us, which is a normal number, and then we're going to compare it against the Roman numeral, and it's going to just check if it exists in the dictionary, and then from there we can decide. So we're going to use the for each, which I think is very similar to the for loop, so I'm guessing that it is. And we're going to refer for the numbers in the dictionary as numbers, with the dollar sign. And then, so we can differentiate between them. And it kind of acts like for I in dictionary, stuff like that, yeah. Now we're gonna do our if statement and write if Roman is equal to the x, and I think I did make a mistake. It should be $x. We can't have a variable without a dollar sign, so yeah, sorry for that. And we're gonna echo Roman, but I'm not really sure about that because it's gonna echo Roman as $Roman, not the variable that is like one of the dictionary values that we have. So I'm not sure about that. So I think I'm going to change the square brackets into parentheses because that was not right. I'm hoping that it goes well. I feel like we're really near to finding a solution for that, but it's just like a matter of time and a matter of figuring out what is going on, because it's like our first time doing a difficult PHP problem, so I'm not really surprised by that. I'm gonna try something different. I'm going to make it for each Romans as number and then Roman. So like I'm gonna refer to it as Roman because we're going to print the Roman number version of the number that was given to us in the beginning. So I think that makes more sense if we did that. No, it's not working yet, but we're going to get there eventually. I'll just check some ChatGPT hints that it might give us. And I'm gonna go through like things that ChatGPT sent earlier, so like I can have a better idea of how to approach that. I'm going to rewrite the if statement again to make sure that there's no errors in that, like, or to test it multiple times, so to make sure that it's free of errors. Number equals x, which is the variable, the input variable. So now we're going to try it. I don't think it's going to work, but as I said, it didn't work. So we're going to try and ask ChatGPT to help us with like some code checking, and if is there anything weird looking in our code. So I was able to get it right by doing some changes to my code, like adding a semicolon after my array, which I didn't do before. And there's something else, which was to add a curly bracket. So I know the function is not 100% perfect, but I did add some changes to it, like having this feature where you can make sure that if it's a number, then it can be converted to a Roman. But if it was a Roman number that was entered, then it can be converted to a real number, which is better because I'm guessing that it does sound like one that can change between two. So I think this is more like a flexible choice to have. So I thought, why not? And it had this feature where it outputs invalid input if none of the input types matched the preferred types. That's a really great feature to add to your code if you want. And that brings us to the end of this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please tell me if there's any tech topics you want me to cover in the next following videos, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share my video with others that are also looking for coding guides to use, or just some motivation to keep on coding and upskilling in the tech industry. And see you in the next video. Bye!